For the first time in years, Kyrie Irving is back in the conference finals, competing at the highest level with championship aspirations, but this time, he's playing a different role for a different team. Once upon a time, Kyrie was viewed as LeBron's wingman. Then, media labeled him controversial and not worth the drama. However, today, he's portrayed as an experienced leader with championship DNA and as a crucial part of a championship-level team. But let's go back to 2016 for just a moment.
And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving. Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! Taken by Spades, final seconds. It's over! It's over! Cleveland is a city of champions once again!
Overcome with emotion is exactly how I would describe LeBron's reaction as he shares a hug with Kyrie. We'll get in.
And that's where things began to change.
How did it come to this?
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving requested trade from the Cavs.
Doesn't want to be LeBron James' little brother.
Brought out a wheelbarrow full of BS.
Irving will not be in Boston next year.
Has been fined $50,000.
Now it's cost him his Nike deal.
Told the Nets that they want to trade.
As a basketball player, he's a narcissist.
The Mavericks and Kyrie Irving have agreed to a 3-year, $126 million deal to keep him in Dallas.
Since winning an NBA championship in 2016 with LeBron James and the Cavaliers, Kyrie Irving's career has changed in dramatic fashion. He has played on 4 different teams after requesting a trade 3 different times. He's made hundreds of millions from the NBA. He's also paid over $18 million in NBA fines. He's missed half a season while healthy, sold billions of dollars of shoes for Nike, made millions of dollars from Nike, got dropped by Nike, but at the same time, Kyrie has made 3 All-NBA teams, 8 All-Star games, and has consistently put up superstar-like numbers. Kyrie Irving's basketball journey started at a young age. He was born in Australia in 1992, where his father, Dredrick Irving, pursued a professional basketball career. Kyrie Irving attended Montclair Kimberly Academy in New Jersey for his freshman and sophomore years of high school. Even as an undersized guard, Irving averaged over 26 points and 10 assists for those 2 years, including 3 40-point games in his sophomore season. Going into his junior and senior years, Irving transferred to St. Patrick High School, also in New Jersey, where the team would face higher levels of competition. He continued to play at an elite level even as the competition increased, and was selected to play in the 2010 McDonald's All-American Game and the Jordan Brand Classic. Irving was ranked the number 3 high school player on ESPN's 2010 Top 100 list, and he committed to attend and play at Duke University for the 2010-2011 season. In his first 8 games as a Duke Blue Devil, Kyrie looked like the real deal. He began the season averaging over 17 points on efficient shooting, with 5.1 assists and 1.5 steals per game. But in his 9th game, Kyrie suffered a toe injury that limited his college career to just 11 total games. Amazingly, his performance up to that point was enough for him to be selected first overall in the 2011 draft. While Kyrie Irving was a freshman at Duke, the Cleveland Cavaliers were forced to rebuild their franchise. That offseason was LeBron's The Decision announcement, where he declared his choice to go play in Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh. LeBron's departure from Cleveland left an aging Antoine Jamison and recently acquired Baron Davis to lead the team that year. The Cavs had received Baron Davis in a trade with the Los Angeles Clippers. Cleveland sent Mo Williams and Jamario Moon to LA for Baron Davis and a 2011 first-round pick. That year, the Cavs were awful, winning just 19 games and capturing the 2nd worst record in the league. And after a tanking season, they were hoping to win big in the draft lottery, and they did. While their 19-63 record gave them a 19.9% chance at the first pick, it was actually the Clippers trade, a pick with a 2.8% chance, that awarded the Cavs with the first overall pick in the 2011 draft. The Cavs relied on Kyrie Irving immediately. He would lead the team in scoring, and in a slightly shortened NBA season, the Cavs missed the playoffs, but improved their win percentage by almost 9%. While the team was still losing, Kyrie had some signature moments and won the Rookie of the Year award. In his first 3 years, Kyrie and the Cavs missed the playoffs, but that would soon change with LeBron James returning to Cleveland. With the addition of LeBron, Kevin Love, and other key pieces, the Cavs jumped from the previous 10 seed to the number 2 seed in the East. In the 2015 playoffs, they breezed through the first 3 rounds, going 12-2. That year, the Cavaliers played their first of 4 consecutive finals against the Golden State Warriors. In Game 1, Kyrie Irving clashed knees with Klay Thompson with about 2 minutes left in overtime. That collision resulted in a fractured knee and the end of Irving's season. With the loss of their elite-level scorer, the Cavs were defeated after a 6-game series. The next season, Cleveland improved and finished with the best record in the East, but the focus around the NBA was toward the historic season the Warriors put forth. Stephen Curry, for the first time in NBA history, won the Most Valuable Player award by unanimous vote. That season, Curry led the league in points and steals, but as impressive as he was, the Warriors as a unit were arguably even more impressive. That year, they broke the 1995-96 Chicago Bulls regular season record, recording 73 wins at a win percentage at nearly 90%. After the defending champs reached the finals again and took a 3-1 lead, the Warriors winning back-to-back championships seemed inevitable. But of course, the Cavaliers also made history that year, becoming the first team in NBA Finals history to come back from a 3-1 deficit and win the title. In the final 3 wins for the Cavs, Kyrie Irving averaged 30 points, including a 41-point Game 5, and he scored one of the most iconic shots of all time with the go-ahead bucket in Game 7. The next year, the addition of Kevin Durant for the Warriors proved to be too much for the Cavs. The Warriors got their revenge, regaining the title in 5 games. For the series, Irving averaged over 29 points per game, and that would be the end of his time in Cleveland. About a month after the 2017 finals, Irving requested a trade from the team. With 2 years plus a player option remaining on his contract, Cleveland sent Kyrie to Boston in exchange for a package including Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder. The Celtics also signed Gordon Hayward that offseason and were building a strong young core with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Marcus Smart. The future was looking promising for Kyrie and the Celtics, and expectations were high. With Boston set to play Kyrie's former team on opening night, those expectations were altered less than 6 minutes into the first quarter. Hayward suffered a severe leg injury, fracturing his tibia and dislocating his ankle after an awkward landing. The expectations changed again when Irving's season ended early with a knee injury, requiring a small procedure dealing with the fracture from the 15 finals. Kyrie's injury seemed to mark the beginning of the end of his relationship with the Celtics. Despite his injury, the Celtics made it to the Eastern Conference Finals that year, where they battled Irving's former team. Some criticized Kyrie's absence during the series, though the team reported that he was recovering elsewhere. Before the next season began, at a season ticket holder event at TD Garden, Irving made an announcement that would prove to be controversial in the future.
You guys will have me back. I plan on re-signing here next year.
With just 1 guaranteed year left in Boston, Kyrie's 2018-2019 season began and more drama was stirring. Rumors of his unhappiness with his veteran role, mixed with rumors of a Kyrie-LeBron phone call, started to stir rumors up and bring an uneasiness to Celtics fans. Things got more speculative when a clip of Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant having a conversation at the All-Star break emerged. The Celtics played the Bucks in the second round of the 2019 playoffs. Kyrie underperformed, including a 6-for-21 shooting night in Game 2. That series marked the end of Boston's season and the last game for Kyrie as a Celtic. On June 30th, 2019, Adrian Wojnarowski announced that the Brooklyn Nets signed Kyrie Irving to a 4-year, $141 million deal, along with superstar Kevin Durant, who was recovering from a torn Achilles tendon that occurred in the finals. While the expectations for the Nets were immediately sky high, the 2019-20 season was shaky. Durant was out for the season and Kyrie only played in 20 games and missed the playoffs due to injuries of his own. The next year, things would get more complicated. First, the Nets would hire the 2-time MVP Steve Nash as their new head coach. Just 8 games into the season, Kyrie would make headlines after being spotted maskless at his sister's birthday party. The COVID-19 league protocols forbade Kyrie from attending the gathering. He was fined and missed a total of 7 games. Around the same time, the Nets made a blockbuster trade for another star, James Harden, who was requesting a trade out of Houston. With that deal, the Nets had officially formed a super team, and even without experience together, the expectations were championship or bust. They finished the regular season as the number 2 seed in the East, and were just 1 game back from the 1 seed. In the first round of the playoffs, the Nets faced the Celtics. The Big Three dominated the series, accounting for 70% of the team's total points during those 5 games. In the second round, the number 2 seed Nets faced the number 3 seed Milwaukee Bucks. In Game 1, Harden re-injured his hamstring and left the game after less than 1 minute. Despite the loss of the beard, the Nets were able to take a 2-1 lead after the first 3 games, including a 39-point victory in Game 2. In Game 4, Kyrie hurt his right ankle in the second quarter and wouldn't return for the rest of the series. Harden came back the next game, but wasn't fully recovered. With the 2 injuries, Durant and the Nets would battle through the 7-game series, and even with the depleted lineup, the Nets were a couple inches away from moving to the next round. But of course, the Bucks took that series after an overtime victory in Game 7 and would finish the playoffs as NBA champions. The next year, the 2021-22 season, the drama surrounding Kyrie Irving would continue. After a vaccine mandate and a choice to not comply, Irving played only 29 games for the regular season. Durant missed significant time with injury, and Harden eventually asked to be traded out of Brooklyn. That postseason, the Nets were swept by the Celtics in the first round. The next season marked the end of Kyrie's time in Brooklyn and featured a controversial tweet, a suspension, fines, apologies, a Steve Nash firing, and Irving, then Durant, requested and were granted trades. The attempt at a Brooklyn Nets super team was over, short-lived, and simply unsuccessful. The Dallas Mavericks sent the Brooklyn Nets Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks, and in return, received Kyrie Irving and Markieff Morris. For the Mavericks, they were taking a huge risk with Irving being in the last year of his contract, but the potential of the future was enough for them to get the trade done. With 20 games left in the season, and a couple of small injuries between Kyrie and Luka, the Mavs went 8-12 and missed the playoffs. While they struggled to find the chemistry, there were some moments where the duo showed flashes of what they could be together. Then, as the season ended, the Kyrie rumors sparked back up. Speculation about where he would sign was stirring. Was a LeBron-Kyrie reunion in the future? Would he end up back with KD this time with the Suns? Those rumors came to an abrupt end when in June 2023, sources announced that Kyrie Irving was set to re-sign with the Dallas Mavericks on a 3-year deal worth $126 million. In the 2023-24 season, the Mavericks started the year strong, winning 8 of their first 10 games. However, injuries hit them hard mid-season, and by January 1st, their record was 19-14. Throughout January, they fluctuated between 3 and 7 games above 500, finally gaining momentum in early February. A 7-game winning streak from February 5th to the 22nd matched their longest streak of the year, which they repeated late in March. Following this hot streak, 5 losses in 6 games marked their low point, but they bounced back, finishing the year by winning 16 of their last 20 games and entering the playoffs as a formidable team and arguably the hottest team in the league. The turnaround for the Mavericks can be attributed to key trades, a healthy Kyrie and Luka, and developing a team identity centered around defense. In one word, this year can be described as cohesive. Despite roster changes and occasional inconsistent play, the team remained steady. Consistently throughout the year, they expressed confidence in each other, and when the playoffs arrived, one thing has become clear. Whatever the it factor is that a team needs to win a championship, this team seems to have it. Now, if Dwight Powell hadn't fallen on him earlier in December, Kyrie Irving might have played 70 games just like Doncic. He remained healthy down the stretch and avoided any off-court drama, making it an ideal scenario for the Mavs. When he was on the court, he performed at an all-star level. His 41% shooting from 3 was the second highest of his career, and his 25.6 points per game was his 5th highest of his career. He offered Doncic a reliable and efficient backcourt partner. Just 18 months ago, Kyrie Irving was discussed in the media as a toxic presence that teams should avoid. However, the Mavericks took a chance on him, and against all expectations, he has developed into one of the most mature and dependable veteran leaders in the league. And with his experience in leadership, an all-time talent like Luka Doncic, and a deeply unified team, the Mavericks have solidified themselves as a real threat in the NBA, and for years to come. The only question is, how far can they take it? Let us know what you think in the comments, and please subscribe. Thanks for watching Sports Pantheon.